So today, I want to talk about the process communication model and how you can use that in your sales and marketing to create a more efficient and more effective way that you communicate with your audience. Now, quick caveat, process communication model is not something that we created or we came up with. You can go to processcommunicationmodel.com to learn a little bit more about that. It was created by a psychologist many years ago, and it's a language-based personality and communication model that helps you identify how different people prefer to communicate. And it's been used by NASA, Apple, Microsoft, American Express, and even Pixar in all of their movies to help them identify their character development and their storylines to appeal to a broader audience. And we learned about this a couple years ago, and now we use this in all of our marketing messages and our sales messages. For example, we've been able to decrease our cost per appointment. Someone who actually books an appointment with our sales team down from 300 to about 152 for booked appointment. And our VSL, our video sales letter, when someone goes to a page and kind of gives them a video of exactly what it is that we do, we've helped our VSL average watch time go from 53% to 62%. And so in this video, what I want to do is walk you through how you can use and leverage the process communication model to effectively communicate with 100% of your audience and squeeze as much juice out of the lemon from your marketing and your sales messages. So best place I feel like we should start is identifying the 6 personality types. Number 1, we have thinkers. Number 2 are persisters. Number 3, harmonizers. Number 4, imagineers. Number 5, rebels. And number 6, promoters. So let's dive into each one of these. Number 1, thinkers. They perceive the world through thoughts, and they value facts, and they love data. Number 2, persisters. They perceive the world through opinions, they value trust, and they may be a little suspicious and push beliefs. Number 3, harmonizers. They perceive the world through emotions, they value relationships, and they respect people who recognize the importance of their emotions. Number 4, imagineers. They perceive the world through inaction. They like to analyze as many options as possible before they reach a conclusion. When talking to people, they don't give out a lot of facts, and they value feelings. Number 5, rebels. They perceive the world through reactions. They view the world by experiencing situations and making things happen. They are spontaneous and creative. Last but not least, promoters. They perceive the world through actions. They have a direct way of communicating and like to get to the point immediately. Now, those are the 6 personality types, and every personality type has a preferred way to communicate. Now, let's talk about using process communication model in your lead generation and your sales. The way that you do that is going to be a little bit different because your lead generation is going to be one-to-many. You're not having a conversation with someone one-on-one. In a sales conversation, you are communicating with someone one-on-one. So the way that you use process communication model is going to be a little bit different. For example, with your marketing and your lead generation, you're going to use this in your ad copy. You're going to use this in the video scripts that you shoot. You're going to use this in your VSL, in your landing pages, in your thank you page videos. You're going to use this on your website. All of these process communication model personality types, you want to make sure that you're hitting every single one, because if you're using, for example, numbers to communicate with someone who really perceives the world through feelings, it's not really going to mesh with that person. So think about it as a pizza, right? You have an entire pizza is kind of sliced up into individual slices. And if you're using numbers, you're only connecting with a portion of those people in the audience. Now, what you would rather want to do is communicate and use verbiage and use language that can communicate with entirety of the audience, 100% of the audience. Now, this is something that Pixar does really well. Their storylines and their characters relate to harmonizers and thinkers and rebels, and this is how they're able to reach a very broad audience and have very big success with every single movie that they put out. So to give you guys another example, getting a little personal here, me and my wife have struggled with infertility, and we're going through the whole adoption process. And part of that, you have to put together a book, like a profile book of your family, what it is that you guys do. And then you give that to the agency, and the agency hands a handful of books that they feel like the birth mom would kind of mesh with the families. And so they're like, hey, here are a handful of families. We'll let you choose and decide. So what we did is when we put together this profile book, we made sure that we put together verbiage and the way that we communicated in different ways on different pages to 100% of the audience versus like a very tiny sliver. So you can use this process communication model not only in marketing and sales, but really in any way that you communicate with different individuals and maybe a mass audience. So those are a couple of examples how process communication model can be used in marketing. Now let's shift to sales. Obviously, sales is more one-on-one. So when you're dealing with someone at an individual level, obviously you're going to be able to pick up how they are communicating. And you're going to be able to pick up, are they a rebel? Are they a thinker? Are they a persister? Do they feel more with feelings? Do they like data points more? Now, it can get really tricky because to decipher that, it's going to take a lot of skill. So what I like to do is in your pitch, in your sales videos, the way that you're communicating, it's just to make sure that you're checking off the list. So you're using humor, you're using data points, you're using stories of empathy and deep emotion to connect with every single one of those people. So for example, if someone's a thinker, you're going to use more data points, you're going to use more numbers. If someone is a rebel, you're going to use more humor than you would with a thinker. And if someone is an Imagineer, you're going to use probably more of like the process maps and try to help them understand the overall picture, but you do not want to use numbers because that could repel them. So literally what I do is I have a sheet right here, and I look over this every time I shoot a video, every time I write ad copy, every time I'm editing our website, every time I'm recording a new VSL, anything that I do that I'm communicating with somebody, especially in marketing or even like writing a sales script, I have this document right here, and it has essentially like all the things that I need to hit in every single one of my messages. So I'm communicating with 100% of the audience versus a very small portion of the audience. So what I'd love to do is I'd love to give you guys this little cheat sheet here. If you go to the description, we put the PDF downloadable, and if you guys want that, just go to that link, enter in your email, and we'll send it over. And if you like this video, I don't really hear a lot of people talking about using process communication model in marketing and sales. Actually, through my research, it was very hard to find something around this, and it's been such a huge part of our marketing and our sales process and just effectively communicating with people that I would love for this message to get out. Hopefully more people uncover the process communication model and able to use this to increase, drop their lead costs down by half and increase the percentage of people that watch their videos and just overall just help the company, right? So if you guys like this video, share this with your colleague at work, share this with someone that owns a business, right? And if you like these videos, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you can see more content like this. And as always, down in the description, we have multiple different downloads and videos and trainings and stuff like this for free for you guys. So click on that, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video.